Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the practice of lesson 33 from A Course in Miracles Workbook 4 students. We start by thanking the Holy Spirit for this day and for the whole encounters that we will have with each brother and sister. And we thank you, Holy Spirit, for presenting yourself through our dear brother Jesus and through every being. Thank you for this opportunity, today's opportunity to be in peace, to bless the world and ourselves. And we thank you, Holy Spirit, for everything. And the quote for today is the following here. It's very short. It reads, to learn this course requires willingness to question every value that you hold. I repeat, to learn this course requires willingness to question every value that you hold. And lesson 33, there is another way of looking at the world. There's another way of looking at the world. Today's idea is an attempt to recognize that you can shift your perception of the world in both its outer and inner aspects. A full 5 minutes should be devoted to the morning and evening applications. In these practice periods, the idea should be repeated as often as you find comfortable, though unhurried applications are essential. Alternate between surveying your outer and inner perceptions, but without an abrupt sense of shifting. Merely glance casually around the world you perceive as outside yourself, then close your eyes and survey your inner thoughts with equal casualness. Try to remain equally uninvolved in both, and to maintain this detachment as you repeat the idea throughout the day. The shorter exercise periods should be as frequent as possible. Specific applications of today's idea should also be made immediately when any situation arises which tempts you to become disturbed. For these applications, say, there is another way of looking at this. Remember to apply today's idea the instant you are aware of distress. It may be necessary to take a minute or so to sit quietly and repeat the idea to yourself several times. Closing your eyes will probably help in this form of application. So we have two ways of applying the idea today. One is the longer practice periods, 5 minutes, in the morning and evening, where we should shift from the outer to the inner world. So in these 5 minutes, you can shift, you can open your eyes and apply to the external world you see, and then you close your eyes and apply it to the thoughts, the inner world, any thought that comes along, and you say there is another way of looking at the world. And the other form of application is as often as possible, at least once an hour. That was established on lesson 29, at least once an hour. But you can do it 2 or 3 or 4 times an hour. So you can establish a time range, a lapse of time. For instance, every 20 minutes, you set, well, we have the tool, the telephone tool. So you can set the timer for 20 minutes, and when the time comes, you reset the timer. And there's a way of organizing our day. So it helps you to know every hour or every half an hour what time it is. Well, so those are the two ways of applying the idea for today. We're gonna practice the longer period of practice. It's 5 minutes. So we're gonna start from 3 to 1. We start in 3, 2, 1. There is another way of looking at the world with open eyes. There is another way of looking at the world. There is another way of looking at the world. Now we close our eyes and we apply it to the inner world. There is another way of looking at the world. We can open our eyes and apply to the outer world. There is another way of looking at the world. There is another way of looking at the world. And then we close our eyes again and apply it to the inner world. There is another way of looking at the world. There is another way of looking at the world. We can open our eyes, and that is our 5-minute practice period. And we should do these repetitions throughout the day, the shorter exercise period. You can do it with open eyes or with closed eyes. If you have a moment, you close your eyes and apply it to your inner world. Some of the short practices you should do with your inner worlds, and some others with your outer world. And if you have distress, or you have anger, anything that is not peace, you can apply it to that situation. There is another way of looking at this. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining, and have an inspired day. Bye bye, Victoria, Ronald, Rocío, Marisol.